Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new topic of the week. This time I want to talk about the topic started by Vince Venturella this week, and he's talking about the presence of feminine miniatures in Games Workshop, in the Games Workshop range. I'm here on the road. As you can see, I'm not in my normal place. I'm in a hotel. So I will try to do my best to contribute to the topic of the week. And I will talk about the two main games, Age of Sigmar from Games Workshop, and then I will talk about Warhammer 40k. Uh, so let's just start going on Age of Sigmar and how I think is looking like. Okay, so first of all, on elves, I think that we have some feminine presence. So I will say elves are quite balanced. As when I say elf, I say wood, dark, and high elves. And how they are called today, I know there are some that have less feminine presence than others, but I will say that all the three main races in the old world and now are split in different ways. They have quite a nice feminine presence, so there I don't see this imbalance. Then we go to the Sylvaneth, very close to them, and yeah, there are three men. Most likely the Dryads are more feminine liking the Brent White, and so they are, this is a mix between feminine shapes, because when we talk about feminine we always think about the feminine anatomy, the feminine physiological shape. So I will say that even they have the three appearance, I will say that is the most feminine army of all of Age of Sigmar armies. On dwarf, so what I see is, yeah, what is a woman on the dwarf wall, how a woman will look like, and it's really, even in most of the fantasy games, we don't see too much about dwarf woman. Even in Tolkien is talk about if the dwarf woman have beard and they look like a man, so you cannot distinguish them. So really, there, yeah, it will be hard. Um, if we talk about the Skaven, I would say Skaven for me. I don't think we can distinguish between a Skaven woman and a Skaven man. Make no sense there to make distinction. I will say the same for orcs and ogres. They have a masculine shape, okay, because they are very musculated, they are very strong. But I will say, based on the background of these factions, what is the most important thing is the brute force. It makes sense because most normally, if you check anatomy and physiologically, women are more on the agile side, less strong. The masculine side are normally more developed in muscles. But again, we don't know what is a woman and a man on ogres because it's completely invented race, so they can look what we want. So I will conclude that at the end, the only races that maybe matters if we have woman and men, it's chaos in some of the cases, and humans, of course. Then in Age of Sigmar, humans have not been developed yet. We have not seen any new faction for humans. So you guys workshop did not have the opportunity to evolve there. And in the past, in Bretonia, was clear that Bretonia was based on the knights, so was making more sense to have human masculine based army because of the type of background, and it was based in the old world, in the medieval world in Europe, where of course the knights were men. And even in that case, we had some women and response of Lyonesse in the past, and we have the damsels that I think they were fitting very well with the fluff. And I think there was a fluff limitation on how the Bretonian was built. So I will end up that then the only really missed opportunity were the humans from the Empire, and there were based a lot on the troops from the Europe again, from the Renaissance, the latest medieval age, beginning of the Renaissance. And yeah, if you base from these historical troops, in that way, you are almost forced to use man. But there was a little bit missed opportunity because it's a fantasy world and you can put more woman there. So I will say that the only missed opportunity for me to put woman in the past was in the Empire. If we go to the Chaos, the demonites were clearly feminine shaped, although at the end they were twisted with half feminine, half masculine. Plague Bears, Nurgle, what is the anatomy there is just nasty, so you don't care. Corn, I will say the corn is matching more with the masculine, even though we have the woman hero Valikia. that is really yeah, it's we have I know that it's a minority and most are women, but in a race where what is more important is the force, the strength. It makes more sense that man have more success than woman. So this is what I think, that is more man than woman, and this, at the end is only one female miniature. And we go to Thench, and Thench are so twisted that sometimes horrors are horrors human, a man or woman, who knows? Okay, the same for the flamer. So the shapes are so twisted that it's very unrecognizable. Uh, the Chaos Warriors are completely full of armor, so really you cannot see the anatomy, only on the Marauders. And as they are based on the Norses, it's why I think Games Workshop made mainly men troops. So let's see if in the future there is more woman in fantasy, but I think this is the reason why we see mainly woman on the elves and on the Sylvanet, because it's the only new races. I think dwarf, yeah, dwarf. We never. It's very strange that we see woman on dwarves, and we see those this in new games, but not in all of them. Let's make a look on 40k. On 40k, I will say that first of all, there is a lot of discussion if Marines they should be women. For fluff, the women are not surviving the transformation to Marine, and they are consistent with that. I don't see the reason to change the fluff. And we have this that is full man, and we have then Sisters of Battle, this full woman. I really miss. I would love to have the relaunch of Sisters of Battle. I don't say that I don't, will not like it. I will love to see. For me, the main missed opportunity in 40k are on the Astra Militarum. Astra Militarum can have some woman torsos mixed in the how it's called, in the spruce. But to be fair, they did not update the Astra Militarum in the last years. I don't know when the Cadian was the last Astra Militarum, and I don't know when it was really updated. So I have no clue. So let's look forward when this will be updated and see if they put some woman torsos there. For the rest, orcs are asexual in the 40k fluff. They are born from what's called this for fungus. They are fungus born. Um, I say the same issue with chaos. If you will look at the demons, demons have the sexuality combined to the deity. Then plague bears, I don't see what is sexuality, and same for the horrors. Corn is more masculine and Slanish is more feminine. Um, Tau, in Tau we have some hero womans, but again, when they have all the suit on it, what is inside is a woman or is a man. You can put the name that you want. There is not really sexual show. You cannot really know the sex of the alien driving the Tau suit. Tyranids is a matriarchal society, and to be fair, we don't know. Yeah, there is no reason to discuss if they have woman or. So at the end, we have again from the same. We have the elder that are the elf for the future, where we have some woman representation, and then we have the Astra Militarum, where I think it's the big miss opportunity. There's and if we go to the Inquisition we had Inquisitor woman, Inquisitor man. I think we have assassins that are woman, assassins that are man, so they are it's more mixed. So for me, really, the missed opportunity on 40k is woman. So what I will say there is that although we see more represented the, I would say the masculine anatomy, because orcs have more looking the masculine anatomy, and the dwarf have more a masculine anatomy. Uh, I don't see there is that many opportunities to put so many woman bodies there. And to be fair, in the last years, some of that are mainly the humans, they did not uh, renew the spruce. So Games Workshop could not do the change. The only doubt is on the Sigmar, the what's called the Stormcast Eternals. They could have done some woman shape armors, maybe, but I think they are very based on the, I would say, Romance, Greek type of armor shape. And I think if you look at that, where at the period of man having the armor, I don't know. maybe in future we can see. I see more the opportunity of the free people to have some women fighting there, some mages, and then on the elder. And I think if you want woman shaped army, there is a lot of that on the three men on the Sylvaneth. So yeah, I know that for example, um, other games like Malifaux have more woman representation, but to be fair, there are mainly woman, men origin or human origin gangs. I know that there are some demons, there are some warp um, individuals, but the big bulk are humans. Why in 40k and Age of Sigmar humans are less represented than other races? And the more represented race in 40k is Marines. By fluff, they have to be man. They can change the fluff. Yes, I don't think makes sense to change it, to be fair. And Chaos, that is the second one, also are um, mainly demons and space marines. And then when we go to demons, we see more feminine shape representation. So and if we see War Machine, the same, or humans, they are not aliens, they are not monsters, they are human based. So the same for Infinity. So we cannot, I think, compare really 40k and Age of Sigmar to these games. I don't know a lot about Manticore, to be fair. I don't know if Manticore have put more woman on the range. And then when you have the freedom like Reaper miniatures where you are not linked to a game and you just drop one miniature or two and they are individuals, you have more freedom to add woman when you want. But I will say it's unfair to compare sometimes a game like 40k to Melfo or War Machine, where in 40k the big bulk are there is humans is a part, but it's not the big bulk are not the only race. There is a lot of other races, while in War Machine and Melfo is based on the human race. And this is what I want to say. So I would like to see more women. Yes, I would like to see Sisters of Fatal Redon. I would like to see Astra Militarum feminine shape. I would like to see some um, woman on Age of Sigmar. It's not easy to do that. And we have seen a lot of feminine shapes on one of the armies just launched by Games Workshop. The Dryads have a feminine shape, and they mix a lot feminine and masculine shape. And not always quite twisted because they are three men, and you cannot know exactly what is the sex. But the leader is a woman, is Alariel, sorry. So on the Skavens, yeah, what is a woman, what is a man? You know, they are red men or red woman as you want it. So you can put the sex that you want to this all these guys. And I think on Elf, they quite balance this quite well. So let's see if Game will do some human factions in future, but because it's where I see more opportunity to put woman or some elves. If you look now, Silver Tower, one of the heroes is a woman. Then we have a dwarf. Then we have a chef. So we have a little bit of everything. So yeah, I think they are doing some steps to have more women. Uh, Also, the other thing I want to say, yeah, making women super sexual like some companies is not sometimes are too exaggerated. So I know that they are nice in shape. I don't know. It's not. I don't think it's the style of Games Workshop neither. So we have also to take this into consideration. For example, if we check to other companies. Uh, yeah, this is all what I want to say. I think that let me summarize. I would like to see more women. I see there are some missed opportunities. For example, in my Astra Militarum, I'm looking for the other companies to add some feminine representation in my army. It's easy for Games Workshop to introduce women, more females. I don't think so because it's highly depending on the faction. If you do orcs, I don't think it makes a lot of sense to start introducing some female torsos there. Sorry. So if we compare to other games, yeah, we have to be careful because some other games are based on the humans, while the Games Workshop games, human is just another race on all this cocktail of different races. So that's all what I want to talk. I hope, yeah, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. As usual, I put the link to Vince Venturella video in the description below, so you can go there and see what is the opinion from Vince Venturella. And I'm looking forward to see your opinion and to see what do you think about this topic. I don't want to be machist. I don't want to be feminist. I just want to be to go to reality. Uh, Not all the games have the same facility to have feminine shapes, and some races are completely asexual. And I will list them again: Tyranids, Orcs, um, Skaven, the Marines in such a way, although we have the counterpart that are the Sisters of Battle. I would like to see the Sisters of Sigmar. Let's see if they appear later. We have the today the Tonkan Eternals. Maybe we can have the feminine faction. But again, we have Ox and Ogres. Yeah. And then we have the Dwarves. That is the only one that can be a little bit question mark. That's all for now. Please leave your comment below. Let me know what do you think. As usual, thanks a lot for watching and see you again later. Bye.